look and not know that her childhood was just a mess.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
but there's a certain bitterness that she had, you know, I mean, especially when it came to some of the people in wrestling, that, you know, and like, I think the thing that, like, you know, maybe, I mean, we don't know what her family life was, and we certainly don't know what her relationships were and things like that, but like the Kowalski thing, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, you can make fun of this foibles of Killer Kowalski and things like that, but it was in such a vicious way that, I mean, I don't know, I mean, I've known so many people who've known Kowalski, and I mean, I've never heard a portrayal of him so vicious. You know, I mean, that was the thing that really
in real life. He's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, that one really...
He's great.
Yeah, that one really turned me off, because it's like, yeah, you know, you can make fun of him and being kind of old and, you know, trying to teach you a little bit of shoot stuff that probably doesn't matter in today's wrestling, but she wrote it in a way that was so cruel to him. I was thinking, like, you know, here's this guy who was a pioneer in wrestling, you know, much better in his era than she'll ever be in her era, by far. I mean, not even a comparison. I mean, Killer Kowalski was a great card everywhere he went for 30 years, and just to show him, like, you know, to treat him like this pathetic old comedy figure, I just thought it was so cruel.
And another thing was that I'm really surprised at the amount of Playboy issues she sold, because I personally respect my masturbation time more than that. To look at a picture of China, and that's like masturbating to a man. You know,
well,
just
I want to tell you, that is the sign of what a great marketer Vince McMahon is.
Oh yeah,
it really is. I mean, it's got nothing to do with the girl. It's got to do with the marketing. He's taken women, I mean, from Elizabeth on, and, you know, a lot of them were very pretty, but he's made them. I mean, you could take. Hey, look at, seriously, Tori Wilson was prettier than all of these girls that Vince got over, and, you know, realistically, WCW, you know, they never got her near Sable. You know, look at what they did with Sable. Not that, you know, look what they did with Elizabeth. I mean, they made them phenomenal. Sunny would have been a phenomenon, except she self-destructed, you know, before they got her there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll let you guys go and move on with the show.
Thanks.
It was nice talking to you, Jim.
Yeah, same here. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, let's go to Dave. Dave, what's up?
Hey, guys. Got a couple questions for Jim and a couple comments about some matches that have been highly rated lately. Jim, first of all, you need to liven up a little, because you've been sounding like Johnny Weaver on codeine so far tonight.
Okay.
Johnny Weaver.
I'll take the advice.
But seriously, you can't say that you had Mark Calloway in WCW forever and that he didn't show anything there, because he only had him for about 3 or 4 months.
That's right.
Okay, because he kind of exaggerated earlier.
I agree.
Okay. Also,
Whoa,
I don't know how to put it, but how did you come up with the RoboCop idea, and did everyone in the locker room hate you after it happened?
Came out of another division. It came out of Turner Home Entertainment. And
oh, really?
Yeah, and we were asked to do it, and we did it, and unfortunately, it didn't do us any good. But that came from Jack Petrick, who was my boss, was also the head of Turner Home Entertainment, so it's another one of those things that happens, and you do it, and you wish you hadn't done it, and you say, hey, let's go on down the road.
Yeah, Dave?
Yes.
Wait,
yes,
I can't hear you too well, though, but
Dave, go ahead.
I saw the New Japan pay-per-view from December.
Yes.
With the match that you had as match of the year.
Yes.
I think I have to agree with you for that one.
That match was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that I think has the deepest psychology of any match I've seen in a really long time.
Brian, have you seen that match in unedited form? Or that match at all? It was the match with Nagata and Iizuka against, was it Kawada and Masafuji?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I mean, try to get a 30-minute, not the TV version, although it was excellent as the TV version, but I mean the unedited 30-minute. It's a really awesome match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, I mean, just the little things, like how after Fuji was in the Nagata lock for a couple minutes, how he was just staggering, and the only move he could hit on Iizuka was the drop kick to the knee, because he could only spring off one leg.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that. Great.
I just loved that finish. Because like that finish, it was sort of like they had 1 minute to go, and they were just going to beat the hell out of each other for that minute, because they knew that once the minute was up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a tremendous match.
Okay, Dave, we got to get running.
Okay.
We got to.
I was going to go anyway.
Okay, all right. Let's go to Adam. Adam, what's up?
I got 4 quick things, Dave. All right, first to Jim.
Yes.
These people should just, get off your ass because you gave us Flair Steamboat, and that makes you a god in my book. Second of all, I just wanted to know, Dave, Brian, you guys have any ideas when Shawn Michaels will be back on TV? And
very soon, I got the impression either the pay-per-view or maybe like shortly thereafter. I think the feeling is that they want to shoot his big return on pay. Like if he does a run-in and causes something to lead to something, or just bringing him back, because the idea is to bring him back at WrestleMania, but not in the ring, and then have whatever he does there set up, the next pay-per-view. I got the impression, just from the Ross report saying that Foley's not going to wrestle and everything, that maybe they're going to hold Foley and Vince off and Shawn Michaels' return off for like April and May pay-per-views, knowing that WrestleMania's in the bag no matter what.
They got Rock and Austin,
with Rock and Austin's
$30.
Yeah. In fact, and actually, I think it's a pretty smart strategy because why blow it all in April? Because it's going to be weaker in May and June. This way, you hold some stuff off. I actually think that's really clever how they're doing it. If that is how they're doing it.
They're always weak in May and June, though. But last thing, China's. I read her book. It was miserable, and I think she's kind of a bitch. But oh, and for a good wrestling book, read Scott Keith's book, The Buzz on Pro Wrestling. Good book.
I'd love to. I haven't seen a copy of it. I'd love to see it.
Try and get him on the show. He's a funny guy.
Oh, he's got an offer right now.
Well,
hey, somebody get me the book, and somebody get me the book so I can read it first.
Yep, you'll like it. It's entertaining. But
Good.
that's all. You guys do a great show, and my favorite part of the show is your guys' smart ass comments, plain and simple. Have a nice day.
Jim.
Yes.
Now, going back again, like with the company going, being sold and everything like this, do you think ultimately in the long run that the wrestling in that environment, in that turn environment, could have ever been successful, or were there just too many things working against it to ever really have a long-term success?
Well, I really believe in my heart that if I had the support that Eric finally broke through, that I would have been able to count a hell of a lot better than he would, and you could have come a hell of a lot closer to a money machine like Vince has put together. I think Hulk Hogan will put together something later on. If he's not with Bishop, I think the competition is going to get very thin, very thick. And I happen to believe that Brian Badal and Greenberg better have a hell of a lot of money.
Definitely.
If they're going to bankroll Eric and his career.
They're really going to have to. They're going to have to look really closely at this thing because
they don't have a lot of time.
No,
if
they don't have a lot of money, if they don't have a lot of money, they don't have a lot of time.
You got that right. It has to happen now. And
but it can't. But the problem is it can't. I mean, you can't turn it around now. There's nothing there to turn. There's no Hulk Hogan to bring in to turn the thing around like there was before, or anyone. I mean, and the guys, the guys. I mean, the correct thing to do is really, really build these guys for the future, but they're years away.
I mean, think you're probably right.
Like O'Hare and those people that we talk about all the time. I mean, I watched, what was it on Wednesday night? Yeah. Oh God! Speaking of Wednesday night, Brian, I watched that match with the Cat and
I warned
Awesome.
You.
Oh my God! Now it was really fun. I mean, after you had told me, I was cracking up. That was so funny watching that injury travel up that leg.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Guys, listen, I've got to run. I appreciate it. I want to tell all the wrestling fans, just keep on firing and being bookers like you are so good at, because that's what keeps this whole thing going. And I admire, David, what you're doing, and Brian, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. And